Get ready, because this episode of Old Money, Season 1, Episode 4, is a masterclass in complex relationships, power games, and emotional reckoning. If you thought the Old Money crowd couldn't get any messier, think again. We have new power plays, friendships tested, secrets unearthed, and just enough romantic tension and drama to keep you glued to the very end. Let's break down every twist, emotional crack, and the subtle chess moves that make this show so deliciously addictive. The episode opens on a tense note, with the characters staring down the threat posed by Nas Holding, a major corporate beast ready to trample over the smaller players. You see tight, knit friends having real conversations about loss and fear, cracking jokes about enjoying the good times while you still can, because things could collapse overnight. There's a palpable sense of anxiety, but also camaraderie, a bunker mentality, as everyone clings to whatever comforts are left. And then Asal enters the scene, mixing things up. She's hosting a launch for her new album and invites the group. At first, it's just a chance to celebrate and feel alive before the storm hits. Maybe one last night out before everything changes. But Mahir, always second-guessing, wonders what's the point. How does this party connect to their larger financial struggles? Sometimes things have more to do with personal connections than cold economics, a recurring theme in the show. Meanwhile, Nihal drops a bombshell. She's just signed away her house, stepping away from the toxic environment that was eating her up inside. This moment feels like a major turning point for her. She's choosing herself, prioritizing her own well-being over the grinding expectations and familial pressures that have defined so much of her story. It's hard, raw, and totally relatable to anyone who's ever had to make a tough call for their own sanity. The question of self-worth and autonomy vibrates through this episode, especially as the group rallies around her, encouraging her to look out for herself first, even as old loyalties and ties fray. Shifting gears, we see the game of corporate chess intensify. There are whispered strategies like buying up land in Thrace and KTR Clarily, not because it's profitable per se, but as a tactical move to block Nas Holdings' expansion plans. A classic, if I can't win, I'll make sure you don't either. Strategy. Mahir is skeptical. He wonders if it's all just money down the drain, but the others are eager to send a message to their rivals, using fear and intimidation rather than playing by the rules. This isn't just business. It's psychological warfare, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Romantic tension and awkward moments pepper the storyline. Songal, sharing coffee and cinnamon pastries, hints at feeling her age and wonders aloud if she looks like an Vonti. There's vulnerability there, a real need for reassurance. But the conversation swiftly turns to tennis and mentorship, with just a hint of flirtation. It's one of those small moments that reminds you these power players are still hungry for connection, approval, and maybe a bit of fun. At Asal's album launch, the social dynamics heat up. The group is excited, joking around, fussing over plus ones. All the little details that make you feel like you're truly dropping in on their world. Asal is glowing, but Mahir hesitates. He's not sure he deserves to be by her side. The classic self-sabotaging act is on full display. Will Mahir go for what he wants, or talk himself out of it? His friends nudge him, urging him to seize the moment. As the music fills the air, the lyrics seem to cut close to what's happening. Song after song echoes heartbreak, longing, and the desire for freedom and self-discovery. The camera lingers on the group, each person quietly calculating their own place in this fraught hierarchy. Arda is busy networking, charming everyone at the bar. His contrast with Mahir's brooding, anxious presence couldn't be clearer. After the emotional highs of the concert, the real drama begins. Mahir, drained and confused, crashes at a friend's place. Sleep isn't coming easy. There is a raw, late-night confessional energy. Mahir's friend accuses him of not really knowing or caring enough about those around him, a flaw that will come to haunt Mahir as relationships strain and secrets surface. The conversation turns unexpectedly to the story of the Baluts and the Bullet apartment building, with the revelation that they're not blood relatives. And Songal isn't the real mother. The show drops this bomb quietly. It's a moment that rewrites everything we previously thought about these family bonds, pushing characters to ask who they really are when titles, surnames, and inheritance lose their power. Meanwhile, Osman is chasing down a response from Nihal about the long-awaited loan. She still isn't biting. The episode carefully threads this uncertainty through the episode, showing Osman's relentless energy, even as plans fall apart. He refuses to quit, pushing onward and keeping the group's momentum alive. Amid all this chaos, there are such human details. Characters sharing a meal, teasing each other, wrestling with shame, and the urge to be understood. Songal opens up about presumed weaknesses. Mahir admits he doesn't truly remember his childhood or his mother. And there's a tender moment where the need for authentic self-expression becomes a lifeline. The show is saying, sometimes those moments of vulnerability, confessing what hurts, sharing secrets never told, are what actually define family. Nihal's arc hits particularly hard. Her decision to give up her home, even after securing the loan, isn't about defeat, it's about survival. She's tired of being torn apart by events and people around her, and finally puts her needs first. Facing accusations of giving up, she gives a quietly powerful answer. It's not the house or money, but the emotional weight. The you. Possibly Mahir, possibly the whole toxic dynamic that's breaking her inside. It's heartbreaking, but it's brave. The episode ends on a note of gentle hope. The two reconcile, sharing truths about themselves, digging deeper into their identities beyond the masks they've been forced to wear. Both admit scars, vulnerabilities, and the need to save themselves from destructive patterns. It's a powerful moment. Not everyone gets a perfect ending, but there's the first step toward healing and real connection. To sum up, Episode 4 is about crossing thresholds, professionally, personally, emotionally. The characters are at war with external enemies and internal doubts. We see fractures in relationships, old secrets threatened with exposure, and the first attempts at real honesty after so many years of hiding behind money and family traditions. What matters most is no longer the deal or the house, but the courage to face themselves and each other. If you felt this episode packed a punch, let's talk about it in the comments. What did you think about the Balut family bombshell or Mahir's emotional spiral? Smash that like button, share with your fellow old money fans, and make sure you're subscribed so you never miss another breakdown. Thanks for watching. See you for the next episode recap.